This is a somewhat direct response to Joe's video. Hi, Joe. In terms of this entire positive thinking crap that's out there, you know, the kind of stuff that you were talking about in terms of everything is just fine. Now, there is some small truth to that, in terms of if people keep believing in hope and change, then perhaps they can actually affect change. But here's the big corporate misnomer, and the big corporate entity who is now pushing for you to think that as long as you are positively thinking, then you're the good guy. In other words, if anything goes wrong, it's not anybody else's fault, it is your fault. That means me or you. Basically, everything boils down to the individual level with no overriding responsibility whatsoever. You know, this kind of fake personal responsibility mantra has been pushed by corporations to no end in terms of keeping the worker morale up to no end. Basically, if you lose your job, or if you're about to lose your job, you're being told, well, you know, you're just part of the bigger picture, and we empathize with you, but you're gone. And basically, your actions have contributed to your own loss of your own job. So if you're not thinking positively enough, then there's something wrong with you. That's the corporate mantra, basically. And that is also the mantra being proclaimed on the internet now. You know, various sources out there, that basically all it boils down to is individual responsibility, while collective responsibility is nowhere at hand. The very fact that corporations are now individuals doesn't seem to matter at all. So they will tell you that your hopes and dreams will always come true as long as you maintain a very positive attitude towards everything. You should read Barbara Ehrenreich's book regarding that issue. Basically, what it boils down to is this: the corporate mega theme is that it's up to you to change things, when they are essentially in control of the message. You know, if you lose your health insurance or your job, essentially that's your fault, because you weren't thinking positively enough about your capabilities and possibilities on this planet. Equally, corporations cannot be held responsible for anything, because basically what it amounts to is that you have contributed to those corporations via your ridiculous 401k plans or whatever, pension plans you might call them, and somehow the media tells you that you're still somehow in control of all of this. So basically, all you have to do is wish and think and hope for things to get better while not causing a ruckus of any kind. You know, regardless of political parties or partisanship here, this is what we're all being told. Basically, corporations aren't at fault at all for spreading this message. They are to be held not responsible at all. So if the entire Gulf of Mexico is trashed, and if profit over people is the mantra, so to speak, then basically that's your own damn fault, because that's what you wanted. That's what you voted for. Except that you were possibly lied to from the very beginning. That's probably not ever mentioned. So yeah, we're pretty much screwed as long as we keep thinking that we're going to have to toe the line with the big corporations and agreeing with them that basically we have not been indoctrinated whatsoever. You know, basically we're all very informed citizens. We can do our own research depending on what sources we can still find. And basically it's our own fault that we're in such a mess. Now, philosophically, there can be a point to this. Politically, however, that's pretty much laughable at this point. This whole positive psychology movement, which tells you that if you only wish for a star and wish hard enough to do anything good, it all comes to you, is basically a bunch of fucking bullshit. You know, if you're sick, old and ill, and if somebody comes along and tells you, you know what, basically, it's your own damn fault. You smoked too many cigarettes. You did too many things that were contradictory to your own lifestyle. While the very representative of that corporation is now telling you, well, too bad. We pushed all those things on you in the first place, but now we're abdicating our responsibility, our collective responsibility, because, you know, basically you were too stupid to take care of your own self, and so on. That's basically the unending mantra coming from corporate entities. So you see, they switch sides very conveniently. Only it isn't going to benefit anyone in the long run.